What is up? Welcome back to Sunny's Adventures. Should I turn this light on? Oh, definitely not. Too bright, too bright. Maybe just turn it up a little. This video is going to be, an overview of my trip to Texas. I did one for when I went to Utah, and I wanted to do one here. I didn't get to go through all of my, souvenirs and everything I got, and I kind of want to hit the highlights of the events that I really enjoyed. So this trip was a 6-day long trip. Went to Dallas, Texas. We did venture outside of Dallas the very first day and a little bit the last day, but for the most part, we were basically in Dallas. So I got this little bag here. This is from the aquarium, the Dallas World of Aquariums, and that's where I got my very first souvenir from, so they gave me a bag from there. So what I got, I got two of these actually. It's in this nice little box. I gotta take this paper off. It's in this cool little box here. If I take the top off, inside is a glass ball. We like to call them orbs, but it's hard to tell, but there is a penguin etched inside this glass ball. And obviously I like penguins, so this is pretty sick. And I actually got one for my friend Tom as well, because he also likes penguins, and this is pretty sick. And in the shop, if you looked at that first video I made of going to the aquarium, they had this lit up in the display with a light, so I kind of want to get one of those for this. But I'm pretty excited about it. It's really cool. So I'm going to put this on my shelf. I've been waiting to put it on my shelf, so I made this video so I remembered everything I got. I kept it all in the bag. So that's pretty sick. I got two of them. I already gave Tom his, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool gift. Or then tissue paper that this sick penguin mug came in. So this is a South African penguin. Very cool. They had these at the zoo, or aquarium, I guess you want to call it, that we went to, and it was very cool. This is a super neat mug, and I'm really hyped about it. And I like how it actually is like, it's not printed, it's actually like etched into the mug, so you can feel like the difference. It looks so cool to me. And it's a nice size mug. It says the Dallas World of Aquarium on it. Very cool. It's got little feet, and then the penguin. I like that. So those are the things I got from the zoo. Now that I'm trying to think of it how I did it in the terms of the videos, but I'm pretty sure I did the flight and then the zoo, or I keep saying zoo, the aquarium. The aquarium was very cool. My favorite part about the aquarium was obviously seeing penguins I never have seen before. They had little blues, which was very cool, the super little penguins. They had the South African penguins, and then they had the shark tank where like there was a shark sitting on top of the glass, and that was really neat. I like looking at, fish tanks are fun to stare at and all that. And I just really liked how immersive that aquarium was. It's a very cool aquarium, so you should check that out. I didn't get that many souvenirs in Dallas. I remember the plane ride on the way there being very, very rough. We waited a really long time. They boarded us, and then we waited like an hour and a half just on the plane itself, and there was a lot of screaming children kicking our chairs and just yelling the whole time. It was a little rough. The plane ride itself wasn't rough. It was a pretty smooth ride. So that was cool. The cloud coverage was neat. I've never left the airport when it was snowing, so that was cool. A little scary, but cool. And then the next video we have it where we drove to Odessa and we seen my dad, which was crazy. It's so crazy. I never thought that's something I would do, and it was 16 years between seeing him, and it was just wild. Like, we definitely hit that awkward point. It's like when you're with people that you haven't seen in a long time, especially it being my dad. Like, we didn't know what to talk about for a little bit, and there's a slight language barrier. Like, he does speak some English, but his main language, his first language is Spanish. Obviously, he lives in Texas, so he does know English. It's just broken English more. He's still working on that, I guess. And my Spanish is not fluent. I mean, I know how to say very basic things. I took Spanish for 4 years, I think. So that the extent of my knowledge is basically to those 4 years of Spanish I took. So then we went to the Sandhills, which the Sandhills was my favorite part of the trip because it was just unreal. I've never been, and I don't like sand, so that's crazy to say. But the sledding in the summer, we used to say sledding in the summer on I mean, it's not summertime right now, but it's nice there. And the nice weather there, so it kind of felt like summer because we were in our t-shirts that day. Like, we used to take our skateboards and go sledding down the grassy hills, and that was really fun. When I was growing up, we did that when I was like a junior and senior in high school. Super cool. But sledding on the sand was something I've never done, and it was so cool. I think what would have made that experience prime was, because my bucket list item is to go snowboarding on sand, so I definitely want to get out to, they have another national park that's full of sand, so I think maybe I'll try it at that national park. If not, I'll go back to that Sand Hill, it was Mohana State Park in Odessa, or actually it was like 40 minutes outside of Odessa. I don't actually know. I think it was actually in Mohana's, Texas. But yeah, that was so sick. Like, that was my favorite thing we did. We went to the really, really big mall out in Texas, the Dallas big mall, the fancy mall. I did not get anything from that mall because everything was like not, it was for like rich people, like movie star prices. So I didn't get anything from the mall, but looking at that stuff was super sick. Then we went to the water park the next day, so here's my water park pass. It's not really a souvenir of sorts. They give you a free arcade card. It had a certain amount of credits when you get admission to the water park, so I kind of just kept it as a souvenir just because it has the name on it, the Epic Water Parks. By no means is this Wisconsin Dells water park, but it was still very sick. I got to actually stand on the flow rider, which was something that I've always wanted to do the standing surfing thing. I sucked at it, but it was still really fun. Definitely took quite a bit of diggers. I did, like you can see on my hand, so there's this scab, now that there's scabs now, and then there's one that's kind of pretty much healed over now, but I scuffed up my knuckles a little bit on the water slides they had it's the one where you lay on your stomach and use the little rubber mat. Like, my fingers hit the slide when I went down, and it nicked my knuckles, so definitely didn't like that part, but it was cool. And I liked the water slides that they had there. It was fun. They had some body slides, some tube slides, and then they had the mat slides. It was cool. We didn't spend the entire day there, but we did have a good chunk of our morning and afternoon there. And then I believe that day we went to Ross Dress for Less is the day we did that. And what I got at Ross, so I got a different suitcase for the way back because I wanted one with wheels. And I wanted a hardtop one with wheels, which I don't have. I had a duffel bag with me, so I just put the duffel bag in the suitcase. So you seen on the way back I had a wheeled suitcase because my suitcase was really heavy, and because I knew I was going to be walking around Dallas airport on the way home, and I didn't want to have to carry the heavy duffel bag. And I wasn't just going to leave it at our gate because I feel like somebody would steal it or go through it or something. I just don't trust people like that, so it was really nice and easy just to walk with the suitcase. I talked about this in a video, but I got this sick water bottle. It's just a very basic Contigo water bottle, but I talked a little bit about it in the video, but got the water bottle, and I like it. Oh, and then if you've seen in the video, I think it's the water park video where we go and explore the city of Dallas at night, and I was wearing blue pants in those photos. I bought those pants from we went to another mall after the water park, and I bought those pants from the mall. And then I did buy a pair of dress shoes, the black dress shoes I was wearing in the fancy dinner night. We were taking pictures in my tie and button-up shirt. I bought the black shoes I was wearing in that video, or in those pictures in that video there, or from the mall, not from Ross, but from the mall. We went to the Museum of Illusions. So they gave me a free sticker when I walked in. They're like, I got to pick a sticker, so this is like their logo. It's pretty cool. It's actually a pretty quality sticker, like a nice vinyl, the ones that actually stay on. And then I got this cool game. It's called Escape from the Museum, and it's got 12 different puzzles inside. It's like a mini escape room. So I'm kind of excited to play this with somebody. You can play it by yourself if you wanted, or as many people as you want, so it's kind of cool. I actually haven't like opened it and checked it out, but I'm excited to try this game. One thing I liked about when we were walking downtown Dallas is they ended up having the Dallas Mavericks basketball game on outside in like downtown there. Like, it was just like in this little area by this big AT&T building. I don't know what it was, or if it was a hotel or what, but it was very cool. Like, they had the sound playing, the massive screen, like you could just chill outside and watch the game. And it's such a nice weather there that you could do it, you know, because basketball season's kind of in cold weather for Wisconsin, so they don't do that here, but it was very cool. Like, I wish they were playing the Bucks that night and like I could just sit and watch the game. I did stay and watch a little bit of it when I kind of lost Lexi for a bit. But yeah, it was just chilling watching the game, and it was so cool. Like, just the people outside watching it. I was wearing a Bucks hat when I went there, which I didn't really think about. I wasn't like intentionally repping Wisconsin, but it was just one of the hats I picked to wear because it was black and it had my name on it, which I always think is cool. But yeah, it was funny that I was wearing a Bucks hat, so some people made some comments, but it was funny. It was definitely funny. So that was sick about walking downtown. And they had this really big eyeball sculpture outside of our hotel, and I never got to find out what the eyeball was for because it was closed. When you walk out at night, they close the gate at a certain time, and I never got to go walk up to it. I did take some photos and videos of it, but it was a little weird. And then the fancy dinner night was definitely on the top of the list. I've never been into a building with over 49 floors, so we were eating dinner on the 49th floor, and we got to eat next to the window and see the scenic view, and it's so cool to see. Like, and it was at night, so it was very, like, the city was lit up. It was so pretty. The food was, like, okay. Like, wasn't the best food, but the service was very good. Obviously, the food was expensive because it was, like, a super high-end restaurant, but it was really fun. Fanciest thing I've ever done. And just the view alone was worth it. To just go eat by the window outside that skyscraper was so cool. And then when we were at the airport, I got this postcard. So I got a postcard when I was in Utah as well, and I have it sitting on my fridge with like a magnet. So I wanted to get one for Dallas too. So kind of like the places that I went, you know, I just getting a postcard. I got this at the airport when we were walking around, but it's pretty cool. It's like the cityscape. Pretty much what we looked at every single day we drove up through. Like, this is the view that you see when you go on their highway, or they have like the bridge, that like white arch bridge that we kept going over. Like, this is the view you'd see coming up, and it's very cool. All right, while I was editing this video, I forgot to mention going to that Activate Games. Dude, that was so sick doing that. I really enjoyed the immersive, like, where you, like the ones where you grab the tiles, and it was so fun where you stepped on the tiles. We did the walk through the lasers, the basketball, throwing, like the baseball stuff. It was so fun. They had so many different types of games, and each game had different types of games within the game. So even if we went to the basketball one, there was like 5 different versions of things you could do with the basketballs. There's so much, and you could win prizes. We actually did end up winning a prize while we were there. I think it was a water bottle and something else, but obviously we were traveling on a plane and we didn't want to carry extra stuff, so we just told them they could keep it. But it was honestly so cool. I just wanted to mention that as one of my favorite things we did. So that pretty much includes all the stuff I got from Dallas and my top experiences. It was a fun trip. I would do it again for sure. It was a good time, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. Hope you liked watching the video. So yeah, now I guess we're gonna go back to my regular scheduled programming with Sunny's Adventures. But stay tuned to see what else I get up to this year in 2025. It was a good way to start the year off because we did it with the first day. We flew out on January 1st, and it was fun. And now I'm recording this video on February 1st, so it took me a whole month to get through all these videos, but life's been crazy and busy. Yeah, hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoy. Have a good night. Bye.